It feels like we're sitting down to do a family Zoom. That's what it looks like when I see that. Hello.
Hello.
I'm awkward in front of the camera.
Aww.
I don't know what to do with my arms this morning.
Meat
More. What up, fam? This is us coming to you from Amarillo, Texas, as the first episode of an as of yet unnamed series, weekly vlog installments as we adventure around the western United States. Adventure is kind of tie it up with a bow and wrap it real nice present version
meander.
of it. As we wander aimlessly into the western United States with vague ideas of what could happen and what the future will hold, and no real concrete anything to go with it. Does that seem like a realistic situation?
Really realistic.
Yeah.
We're in Iowa. We don't know where we're going. And we're having a great time.
Mostly we are driving south because it is cold and getting colder in the north. And the further south we go, the more likely it is to be warm. And
well, we thought that we were supposed to move out of state to Oregon. And we had
this was at the beginning of 2021.
Right. Well, at the beginning of our marriage, 2019,
that's right.
we thought we were supposed to move to Oregon, and then 2020 happened and all this stuff. So we've been kind of hanging on to this awareness that we're supposed to go to Oregon, and had been planning to do that in January of this year, and then we visited again in October, the city that we felt like we were supposed to go to. And it was strong hell no, that's not where we're supposed to be. And we kind of just waited and prayed, and things developed a little bit, and Will's got the opportunity to do some travel nursing things, and I'm expecting, and the timing of all of it has just kind of fallen into place where all the pieces feel like this is the next right thing. We're gonna go do a travel nursing assignment for 3 months, and then we'll come back. Will will film a couple of weddings, I'll have our baby, and we'll kind of reestablish back in Minnesota. So that is why we left. But we didn't have an official position lined up. So we are driving in faith and expectant that we'll be hearing from the right employer any day.
That was such a good.
Ooh, that's so good. Thank you.
Everything was taking a little bit longer than we expected. License coming together and working with different agencies, different recruiters to get travel nursing gig out in Oregon. And we just kind of had a conversation a couple days ago. So at what point do we just pack up and leave town? And this was like last Friday?
Yeah.
Like 3 days ago. And I was like, how about Monday? And I was like, great. And so here we are. Packed up one Subaru Crosstrek worth of stuff. And we left Minneapolis yesterday. Then we left the boondocks of Minnesota today and are driving south on 35. That is the entirety of the story, because none of the rest of the story is set in stone. I fully expect to hear any day now from a hospital somewhere that would love to hire me and would love to pay me an exorbitant amount of money to work there for a short amount of time. On an earthly level, I think our plans are all contingent on that, and I think we're kind of just like going in faith that there's a bigger plan than I know of or could nail down.
In southern Missouri, it's 22 degrees at the surface, right? In Springfield.
We're at a hotel in Missouri. We stopped here last night because we were done driving, but there was also kind of a snowstorm warning for Kansas. Wake up this morning and there's an inch, maybe not even an inch of snow on the ground.
I've never heard so much trauma and worry about a little bit of 2 inches of snow and 13 degrees.
I think the headline was that the Midwest gets mashed up by a winter storm. Turns out in Kansas, they don't put salt on the roads, and they don't plow super aggressively, and there's a lot of wind. We know that we're gonna be in Oregon eventually. We don't know when, and I personally felt like rather than driving for 2 weeks over to Oregon and then waiting in Oregon for 2 weeks and experiencing more winter just in a lot of states, we should drive south, get to the summer, enjoy ourselves down south as we slowly meander our way over to Oregon. And then there was a snowstorm that hit.
Local conditions in the heartland. Highways littered with cars.
We could have checked the weather reports before we got on the road.
Would it have changed anything?
I think we would have gotten on the road anyway. I think it would have played out exactly this way. I'm really grateful for how good a driver you are, because that made today much safer. Yeah. It took us 5.5 hours to go from the bottom of Missouri to Wichita, Kansas. It's a long time.
I think part of these weekly updates should be baby boom updates.
Baby boom. Are you wanting me to show my baby boom?
Not today, in the
Okay.
future. I'm interested to hear right now what it has been like establishing primary prenatal care while leaving the States and planning to do a home birth and uprooting and not having anything set in stone. How's that been? What's the skinny on that?
Oh man. I knew that I wanted to have a home birth, for sure, early on. But I didn't look into midwives for the first 3 months of my pregnancy. I was just kind of enjoying it and not wanting to put all the, I don't know why. So I started interviewing midwives. That's just a long process of emailing and then scheduling a consultation with multiple different groups of people. I haven't actually seen anybody in person yet. It's a little weird because it's definitely not like the right way to do pregnancy according to the culture. All of my care is going to be online up until like 36 weeks or something like that. I feel like I'm doing something wrong according to other people's standards. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong for me or with the baby, but it does feel a little bit like, I feel a little bit alone in it. And I feel like if I talk about it too openly, people will be very judgmental. This has been Time with Will and Anna to talk about all the things that we don't know yet. And hopefully in a couple of weeks we will have episodes where we know more and there are more exciting things to talk about.
Super interesting stuff coming up, probably. Woo.
But for now, updates about our feelings. Now.
We are just getting started.
And we've only had decaf coffee, so...
Right, who stocks their Keurig with only decaf? Anyway, this has been episode 1 of an as yet unnamed vlog series. This has been the first installment, first episode of an as yet. See? What is this? What is this? I'm emotionally sensitive, okay? I need support. Well, folks, this has been episode 1 of an as yet unnamed video vlog update series coming to you from currently Amarillo, Texas, probably further west here pretty soon, because we're like leaving town heading west in about 45 minutes. This has been the episode where pretty much everything is up in the air and we know nothing. And I fully expect that down the road in future episodes we will know more and there will be fewer things up in the air. As yet unclear whether or not those will be the important things that I'm hoping they will be, or unhelpful other things. That is kind of the point of this whole update thing. We're going to share with you as we go about all the things that we do and don't know, and then update you further down the road about other things that we do and don't know and have experienced, and share a little bit of our life with you. May I kiss you?
Yes.
Thanks for doing this with me.
You know, I learned. It's interesting to be pregnant and on a road trip because you have to be aware of what you're wearing because your belly is not comfortable being constricted and there's not a whole lot of options when you're in the car with what to do with your waistline. Also, hydration is kind of funky and not having access to water that tastes good is a little bit challenging when I have a very, very intense palate right now. I was plugging my nose to drink the water this morning because it really is that bad for me. I got the confirmation text from my care provider on Monday as we were driving out of Minnesota, like, yes, we're gonna work together. So then there's all kinds of forms to fill out. I need my ultrasound to get sent to the right care provider. There's like emails and things that need to be done and lots of medical history questionnaires, and you kind of have to maneuver like having a laptop that's charged and being connected to Wi-Fi, or thinking ahead and downloading those things while you're on Wi-Fi and then reading them in the car. Going through paperwork is the last thing that I actually want to do when we're driving, so I was gonna do that last night.